Hi everyone! In today's video, we are going to take a deep dive into one of the most devious cybercrimes out there. Business email compromise, or BEC. Now you may be thinking, what's so special about emails? We get hundreds every day, right? Just wait till you see how hackers are using something as simple as emails to stealthily rob companies of millions of dollars worldwide. We are talking about sophisticated cybercriminals who have perfected the art of social engineering. They quietly lurk in the shadows, studying their prey like a cheetah stalks a gazelle. They pounce to impersonate your boss or a client over a perfectly crafted email. Before you know it, money has vanished into thin air. These digital bandits are super slick with their techniques like spoofing email addresses or deploying malicious software from a single click. Even the most tech-savvy can fall for their tricks. But we don't want you or your company to become their next target. That's why we have partnered with Stonefly to make sure that your cyber defenses are at par. Daily Security Review subscribers can get a 56 terabytes, fully air-gapped and immutable Veeam backup and disaster recovery appliance at half the price. Contact sales at stonefly.com to claim this limited time promo. Now, back to the video. Let us now pull back the curtain on business email compromise scams. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how they operate, and more importantly, how to spot and stop these email imposters in their tracks. Business email compromise is a sophisticated cybercrime that has cost businesses billions of dollars worldwide. As the name suggests, it involves compromising legitimate business email accounts to defraud companies. Hackers will infiltrate a company's network, typically through phishing emails, and gain access to email accounts of employees with financial access. They then impersonate the employee or their boss, or even a vendor, and try to trick other employees into sending money to hackers' bank accounts. One of the main reasons why these scams are so successful is because they exploit the inherent trust we place in email correspondence. We automatically assume that an email coming from a colleague's account must be legitimate. However, hackers can spoof email addresses to make them look identical to real employee addresses, with just a minor difference. Some common BEC scams include CEO fraud, where hackers impersonate the CEO and request financial transactions. Another is vendor invoice fraud, where they pretend to be a vendor and demand payment. These scams typically target accounting and finance employees who are authorized for wire transfers and payments. Once money is transferred to the hacker's bank account, it becomes extremely difficult to retrieve. Here are some of the techniques hackers use to compromise email accounts and carry out BEC scams. One of the most common techniques is called email spoofing, where hackers generate emails with addresses very similar to legitimate company employees. For example, instead of john@mail.com, the hackers would replace the O in the word John with a 0. This tricks recipients into thinking it's a real internal email. Another popular tactic is spear phishing attacks, where malicious links or attachments are disguised to look like they come from trusted sources. If an employee clicks on them, hackers can deploy malware remotely. This allows them to steal credentials and monitor the internal network without detection. Once inside the network, hackers spend time on reconnaissance. They monitor email correspondence to understand payment processes, financial jargons, and key contacts. This helps them craft very convincing BC emails later on. The compromised accounts and network access are then used to impersonate employees and executives over email. Hackers try to urgently request financial transactions by claiming pending invoices or important deals. They rely on the pressure of deadlines, urgency, and impersonation to bypass fraud checks. Another common tactic is vendor invoice fraud. Hackers pretend to be actual vendors the company works with regularly and demand payments for invoices. But the money is redirected to hacker-controlled accounts instead. Account compromise techniques involves cybercriminals hacking into employee email or business accounts and accessing financial records. They then use this sensitive data like vendor contacts to make fraudulent payment requests seem more legitimate. Sometimes hackers even impersonate legal counsels and send out BEC emails with threats of legal action if transactions are not processed immediately. This scares employees into complying without verifying. So how do you deal with such a pesky cyber threat? Let us share some best practices to help you protect your business against BC fraud. Number 1, implement multi-factor authentication for wire transfers and financial systems. Number 2, train employees on BEC awareness through simulated phishing tests. Number 3, Carefully verify all email payment requests by calling the requester on records or in person. Number 4, use tools that flag anomalous emails patterns. Detect spoofed email addresses and enable DMARC. Number 5, back up financial data regularly so it can be restored quickly if compromised. Number 6, report any BEC attempts, even if not successful, are reported to the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center, or IC3. This helps authorities track criminal groups and prevents other businesses from being targeted. So, what have we learned so far? BEC is a serious cybercrime that involves exploiting the trust in email to impersonate employees and defraud companies of millions. Hackers can use a range of tactics like spear phishing, malware, and email spoofing to gain access to internal networks and accounts. Common scam types of BEC are CEO fraud, vendor invoice scams, and accounting compromise fraud. To protect your business, you must train employees on verification measures, implement multi-factor authentication, use tools to detect BEC, and report any BEC attempts immediately. Looking ahead, as hackers get more sophisticated, we may see emerging trends like the use of AI and deepfakes in BEC attacks. Criminals may generate realistic audio and video to impersonate executives over calls, but that is a discussion for another time. But if you would like us to make more educational videos like these, comment down below to let us know what you would like to hear about. Don't forget to subscribe. Till then, see you next time.